Listen, Ned, you wouldn't happen to know where I can get some,
Even if I did, do you really think I'd tell you?
It's been a hard week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here you go, officer.
Hey, thanks, man. Wow. You're under arrest. Oh. Really?
Hello and welcome to What the Flick. It's a very exciting day because we're talking about Our Idiot Brother, which we don't agree on. It stars Paul Rudd, Elizabeth Banks. It's a great cast. We are not going to agree on this, and that's going to make for good television. I'm Christy Lemire. This is Greg Drake. I'm so happy when she comes and visits us from movies.com. And this I know for sure is Alonzo Gibraltar sitting next to me. I'm not going to screw that up this time from the rap.
Oh, thank you.
So please take it away on Our Idiot Brother.
Okay. Well, Paul Rudd plays Ned, a man who, what he lacks in intelligence, he makes up for in sweetness. And the only thing that he's really good at is shining a light on how morally reprehensible everyone around him is.
Hey, let me go early. Good behavior.
Ned just showed up. I can't just kick him out. He's family.
Check it out. Well, I gotta get back to work on the Tumyan.
What?
Tumyan. It's a cross-pollination between a tomato and onion. Well, think of the time it'll save when you're making spaghetti sauce.
I love my brother, but he doesn't live in the adult world.
I live my life a certain way. I think that if you give people the benefit of the doubt, man, can you hold this? They're gonna wanna live up to it.
What's wrong with you?
You know, I try and do good. It doesn't always work out.
A little bit of Paul Rudd in this kind of role goes a long way. And I realize that they are trying to make him like this Capra-esque kind of character where he's just sunny and everyone else is horrible around him. But they're all so one note and also unlikably one note. Like, you don't blame the sisters for disliking him. He bugs the crap out of everybody and does the wrong thing at all times. But then they're also unlikable themselves and they're also one note in their unlikability. Like, it's hard to root for anybody in this situation.
That's a good point. I think that, like, if you don't like Paul Rudd, then you shouldn't bother seeing the movie because it's so incredibly Paul Rudd centered that if you're not a fan, he's the only one in this movie that is your life preserver to carry you into joy. And see, now I wore my glasses today to smarten the joint up a little bit.
Your rose-colored glasses, I see.
They are rose-colored.
Doesn't Paul Rudd have the dreamiest eyes?
No, you know, I think he can do a lot of different things. He's not always, like, he's playing the guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall in this movie for a long period of time, right? He's like the surface director dude.
Okay.
Sort of. But he can do so much more. He never evolves here at all.
No, I don't want to see him evolve. I can't even call him a dirty hippie. He's so charming and lovable.
Here's the deal. I like Paul Rudd. I like Paul Rudd in this movie, and I still didn't like this movie.
Why didn't you like it?
Because the women characters, the three sisters, are all so sort of, like you said, kind of one-dimensional harpies, and they're all just there to learn a lesson from hippie stoner idiot brother Paul Rudd.
Which comes out of nowhere. All of a sudden at the end, they're like, oh, you're right. We'll take you back in our lives
exactly.
now.
You fixed everything because we can't handle our own lives, but you fixed it for us. You know, which I just found ridiculous, especially because, like, if he'd had a brother whose life he could also fix, then maybe that would have been a balance. But it just feels like here's this row of idiot women who need this guy to come fix their lives for them. And I found it really kind of misogynist, even though it was co-written by a woman. All of the women characters are such characters, and the girlfriend who's this like horrible bitch who takes his dog away.
Catherine Hahn, the hippie farmer girl.
And Rashida Jones is the least convincing butch lesbian I've ever seen in any movie anywhere.
She's wearing her hair in a ponytail and she's wearing glasses.
Big hipster glasses. Didn't work.
She's a lawyer, which it's like, what does she regulate? Like, you know, hipster laws? Like whether or not you can put parrots on your shoulder?
It's always Casual Friday for her because it's just a lot of jorts going on. Anyway, I thought Paul Rudd was charming. I liked the idea of the character. He's a sort of holy innocent, he's God's fool, whatever. But all the people around him are such stereotypes and such awful people, and they're all women that it got on my nerves.
What's so strange, I'm sorry, what's so strange too, you have people like Zooey Deschanel and like Elizabeth Banks, who are inherently likable at all times. This movie makes you hate them. Like, how is that physically possible? And it also just has no momentum to it. I mean, the whole structure of the film is that he meanders from one couch to the next as the sisters bounce him out. And the movie kind of meanders in the same way too.
Yeah, it wants to be, you know, Candide, not to get too snooty on you, but it just, but it doesn't hold together. And there are some laughs, but not enough. And I thought that it really had such contempt for so many of its characters for a movie that seems to be trying to be kind of a humanist comedy that just kind of killed it for me.
Do you see contempt since you love this movie so much?
I absolutely do, because the women are horrible in the film for sure. And see, now I'm not as like taken by Zooey Deschanel as so many people are, with their big blue eyes and their what's going on look all the time.
Manic pixie dream girl, as they call
But here's how I saw the movie. I laughed from beginning to end. I really thought it was solid, and I am completely taken by the charming wisdom of stoners. I love you, marijuana smokers.
A couple of funny scenes with Paul Rudd and Adam Scott, who is the downstairs neighbor from Elizabeth Banks, who is inexplicably in love with her. I don't know why. She's so shallow and ambitious and uptight.
And I liked T.J. Miller as the other stoner guy.
So funny.
He and Rudd actually have kind of the best chemistry in the whole movie.
For sure, which is why the only thing about the movie that made me dip it in my rating was the horribly, lazily written ending, that last scene.
Which is new from Like it was that ending was not when I saw it at Sundance.
Oh, they should have stuck with it.
They went back and shot a new one. So.
And that is exactly why Hollywood should not be allowed to change things once it's screened at a festival. Like, just don't workshop this. Don't ask people to fill out
Focus
a comment
groups,
card. Exactly, because I mean that's the kind of BS that happens. It's horrible. It was terrible, and it ruined the charming last scene for me. Like, I was like, bah. I was done with the movie at that point, and so
basically, at the first time you think it's over, run from the theater is what you're saying. Just don't stay for the second ending.
Okay.
I would say don't go for either ending, but that's.
If you can sit through the horrible first ending, then go sit through the second ending, and it's just going to be ruined anyways.
I'm so confused. You have to tell me when we're done with this. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't want to spoil anything.
No spoilers
No,
today.
no.
Okay, let's do numbers. Alonzo?
I did like Rudd's performance, so I'll give it a 4.8.
Okay, Miss Gray?
I love this movie. 8.7. I thought it was charming.
I'm giving it a 3 because I hate laughter and fun. And I never liked pot. It was never my drug of choice, so I'm not.
She was a heroin girl all the way.
Give her a meth movie, for God's sake.
I went to school in Texas in the 80s. I'm a coke girl.
Ecstasy?
So yeah, so 5.5 is our score.
At the Star Club.
Yes, 5.5 is our score. I believe is somewhere in the 70-ish range in Tomato Land.
Oh, I did like good Paul Rudd.
You're trying.
Do you think will there be a sitcom?
Aye.
It already was, but I love sitcoms.
All right, thanks guys. Have a good day. Take care. Bye.
Bye.